All right, what I've done here is divided my color wheel into some segments that I can fill. And so I know my three primaries, I'm going to put the primaries of light, I'm going to stick in this area. So I'm going to say I'm going to put my yellow here, and then kind of on the furthest away from each other, to make them the furthest away from each other, I'm going to kind of think of it like a triangle and say, okay, yellow's here, my cyan is going to be here, and my magenta is going to be here. Then my goal, I know that yellow and magenta are going to make some red, so my goal is that my original primaries, or the ones everyone else calls primaries, are going to be between each of these. So I know I'm going to have to, my goal is to have between the two, make some red between here. Red's going to be around that area. Yellow and cyan are going to make, my blue is going to be up here, hopefully. And between cyan and yellow, I'm going to have which one is that? Yellow, cyan, green. Yeah, green. So that's my goal. So first I'm going to make sure my yellow, cyan, and magenta are in these spots. So I'm going to take up in my palette, I have my colors. So I'm going to first do yellow because it's the weakest color and it's less likely to get infected. It's going to be more likely to get infected by the other colors. So I'm going to use it first so it's less likely to get infected. So I'm going to first put down my yellow in that spot. Clean my brush pretty good in my water. There's my water. Pick up the next weakest color is going to be my magenta here. So I'm going to pick up my magenta and put it in my magenta area. It's kind of weak, so I'll dab it in a little bit better. Clean my brush. It's okay if I get a little messy. You're going to get everything painted anyway. And finally my cyan, I'm going to put over here. I dab it in there a little bit so it gets thicker. Yeah, there we go. So I have those colors there. So now I'm going to be mixing my colors to try to find all the colors of the rainbow in here. So mixing those out, nice and clean. Okay, now what I'm going to do is mix my colors in here first. So I'm not going to mix them on the palette. I'll mix them on the color wheel. I'm going to mix them in my palette. So I find a dry spot. This one's dry. I'm going to stick first yellow, like I said, because yellow is weak. I'm going to put yellow down in there. And oh, I have some magenta in there already, so I'll make my red first. I'm going to trying to mix a red using magenta and yellow. That's more orange still. Now, yellow being my weakest, if I stick it in the red, it probably is not going to even affect it. I stick it in my magenta. It's getting there. It's a nice orangish, it's a beautiful orange red. That's not quite red yet. You may need quite a bit of magenta to make a red. So now that I've used, one trick of painters, if their color is just becoming, if this one already is, if you used up all your red, I'm going to turn this into my red. Maybe. It's my hope. Yeah. Might need a little bit more magenta in there. I feel like I used up all my magenta already to make that red. So I'm going to go ahead, put a little bit more in because I'm out. Trying to make that red color. That's pretty close. I think I'm going to stop right there. That's going to be I believe that is a pretty good red. A little bit more magenta. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. This is my red color. So I'm going to put my red in the spot. So you can make sort of a red, a pretty interesting red. Otherwise, if you can always feel free to use red when you're mixing paints. But this is another, if you want to find a red like this, you can find it using your cyan, yellow, and blue. All right, now I'm going to mix these two together. And so to do this, since they're already kind of close, I'm going to clean my brush and kind of just put wet that down and try to run them into each other. All right, good. Now you have the kind of medium between the two. Now I'm going to take my yellow and pull it out this way a little bit. Take my red, pull it this way. Maybe get a little more yellow, pull it this way, and we're going to kind of just mix the two in the middle. think there needs to be a little more red on this side to look like a different color. So that's our goal, is that each section has a different color, different value in it. All right, so I have my yellow turning to red, turning to magenta. And now my magenta is going to need to turn into a blue, or we might end up being a purple in the middle. We'll see. So let's go ahead and get our blue. We're going to mix our cyan in a separate area. And our magenta, I think magenta, they put a new one in here. I think I put a new one in there. So I'm going to get my magenta, throw it in there. And it's not quite blue yet, so we're going to get some more cyan. Mix it with my trying to get a deep blue. There's a good one. Okay, blue we're going to put right in the middle. That's amazing you made blue. Okay, so I have a blue in the middle, and then I'm going to find the mid grades between the two. So you're going to probably get a purple over here and a bluish cyan over that way. Cleaning my brush again. Big brushes make it go faster. And I'm going to take this one and pull it this way up. Maybe I'll just grab some more, put it this way. And then get a cyan. Might need a bit more. And making the kind of the mixing those two so they kind of get some color. Good enough. All right, now I'm cleaning this out. And I need to mix my cyan and this one right here with my magenta. So I'm going to get some more magenta, and there's a lot, some more magenta, and throw it in this one. Should get a nice beautiful purple that's going to go between the two. And if you want to rub it in, I use my fingers a lot. So now you know that magenta turns into purple, turning to blue, turning to cyan. My water is getting fairly murky. Whoops. Yeah, it's okay if it spatters. All right, now we're going from magenta to yellow to green. So, I'm gonna get my yellow, another bin, my cyan. We're making our green, beautiful green. I just love the cyan, magenta, yellow blends because they just are so much brighter. I love these bright colors. Green's going in the middle. Now we're going to take these and yellow them in. Alright, make the blends between the two. Now that you have the colors in the palette, it should be fairly easy. Just pick up a little bit of this one, pick up a little bit of your cyan. Oh, I'm running low on cyan though. I'm going to throw some more in. Yeah, it's good enough. Alright, so now you have your cyan, magenta, and yellow color wheel. Next video is going to be talking about tints and hues of the CMY color wheel.